Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Honey Sundays. So, today is solo episode number one, and we are getting into it with fertility. I have worked with so many fertility clients in the past, and also I had a bit of my own fertility journey. Nothing compared to some, but definitely had my own story in that as well. So, I'm going to share my story. I'm going to tell you everything that I knew as a practitioner, learned as a personal part, and what I know now, looking back. My daughter's 18 months old, so just a different approach. So to backtrack, we had tried to get pregnant for probably about, I don't know, 6 months-ish, and we weren't getting pregnant. This is like the first go around. I also was kind of lazy. I don't know if anyone resonates with this in terms of like tracking my cycle. I think I could have been a little bit more on it. Then finally get pregnant, super excited, and then have a miscarriage around 7 weeks. At the time, and if you were going through this, I totally feel you because it is heartbreaking. It's unexpected. You're like, what's wrong with me? I think there's a lot of things that come up in terms of identity, especially for me. I work in functional medicine. I'm a nurse. I consider myself to be a very healthy individual. I was doing all the things. And then for me to have a miscarriage, I'm like, WTF, what's going on, right? Like, why is so and so getting pregnant and they don't even care about their body? These lies start creeping in and it becomes very frustrating, and you kind of just go to a dark place. I've talked to a lot of friends that have had this experience, and it seems very similar where you feel like your body betrayed you. You feel like it's not working correctly and you don't know what's going on, right? Lies. Usually it's all fine. It's the body's innate intelligence of why that pregnancy didn't continue on. However, if you would have told me that when I was, 2 weeks post miscarriage, I would have punched you in the face because that's not what anyone wants to hear while going through that. So, post miscarriage, did some health stuff, didn't really do a lot of testing because I do testing for my job, and I knew that if I did it, I would go down a really dark path of psychoanalyzing everything about my life. So basically, just try to do some lifestyle changes, do different things. So after that, it took us about 8 months to get pregnant again. And I think personally, this is just my personal journey, I think it took that long because 100% it was mental. It was mental and emotional stress. And this is just my journey. I don't know if people resonate with this or not, but I was stressing myself out. And again, the lies creep in. Is something wrong? What other testing should we do? What if we can't get pregnant? What will happen if we have another miscarriage? Kind of this balance of trying to be excited while you're trying to conceive, and then also being extremely fearful about what's to come and all these other things. And you click on one miscarriage post on social media and it's like bam, 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 constant in your face, tons of noise. I deleted social media for a while. I'm sharing this because I'm hoping this resonates with someone, and I'm hoping that there's someone out there that is listening to this. And if you're in the thick of it, there is another side to it, which again, I know is so hard to hear in this season, but there is another side to it. Guys, I have this journaled and I can look at the dates. I did a counseling session and she went like full health history, but she also did some mindset stuff. And she basically asked a couple of journal prompts, which I will share now and I'll also put in the show notes if anyone wants to do this. I've also written about this on my Substack, but these journal prompts, for whatever reason, they worked. And I was pregnant 6 weeks later. One, it's identifying all of the lies that are continuously cycling through our brains and rewriting the story, rewriting the narrative of one, what happened, two, what's going to happen, and three, just where we are in the present. So one of the questions that she asked was, do you believe you're worthy to have a baby? And that brings up some stuff. You don't think about that question. You're like, yeah, of course. And then you have a miscarriage and then you're like, well, am I, can I, will the baby be healthy? Blah, blah, blah. So that's a really good one to do. The second one that she asked was, If you were, say you're in heaven or wherever you believe, wherever the souls are, waiting around to come to this earth, if you are there, what sign are you holding up? What are you saying about yourself? This kind of bridges onto that first question. What sign are you holding up? And what are you basically sharing with that soul, that baby that wants to come down? What are you saying to them? Are you saying, I'm really scared. I'm really fearful. I don't know if I can, if my body's a safe place. I don't know if I can trust it. I don't know if you can come in because I'm really unsure of what that even looks like. And those are all my answers at the time. Like I was really living in the state of fear, the state of fight or flight, the state of stress. So, of course, wasn't getting pregnant. So that was the second question. And then the third prompt was building off of that of what would you change your sign to be? What would you change your beliefs to be? And of course, my body is safe. My body can carry a healthy baby. I can have a healthy pregnancy. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm ready to be a mom. I'm ready to be a parent, and then keep continuing to write out all the things. And basically kind of using that as affirmations to rewrite the script and push away those lies. I know I kind of flew through this, but this is really important in terms of what is going through our head. We repeat 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day. And when we are living in this chronic state of fear, whether that's related to fertility or some other health thing or literally any other situation in life, when we are living in a state of fear and repeating those thoughts constantly, we are bringing in whatever those fearful thoughts are. To be really honest, that's my belief. I really believe you reap what you sow, and you can't just be in a state like that and then get pregnant. Another thing that I want to mention is that the body has to feel safe. The womb has to feel safe to be able to get pregnant and have a baby. The default of the body is to protect, as a woman, is to protect our body and keep us alive, right? So if we are in a state of fight or flight, the first thing to go is procreation. The first thing to go is ovaries, shut them off, don't care, because that's not crucial to survival. And this is a really big component here, because when we are in those states of chronic stress, the body doesn't care if you're getting pregnant or not. It cares if you're alive. It cares if you're able to digest your food and think and run if you need to. It doesn't matter about your uterus, your ovaries, and any other type of reproductive service that it can offer because of this chronic state, which makes sense. It's an innate intelligence, right? We have to be okay with this because this is the body's protective mechanism and it's designed perfectly. But when we are in this chronic state, I think this is something that people don't touch on, is that it can totally block getting pregnant. It can totally block a healthy pregnancy because we are unsafe in our bodies, not feeling safe in our bodies. So why would it get pregnant? When you think about it, it makes sense of why it's doing what it's doing. So I just wanted to share this because I think I see fertility all the time. I see things going on. Of course, there can be physical components of fertility. I do just want to share, if your doctor is telling you not to do anything until 1 year of trying and then go straight to IVF, I think that is a lie. And this is just my personal opinion. I think there are many, 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 many things you can do: lifestyle, nutrition, even some supplements that can support your fertility journey much sooner than when you have to go to IVF. Right now, IVF seems very common. I've worked with people that just want to go straight into it because they're tired of getting a negative pregnancy test. And I totally hear you. I feel you on that. It's really a long process, and you get your period and you're frustrated, and I feel you. I've been there. It stinks, especially if you've had a longer fertility journey than me. I can't imagine, but I do want to let you know that there's so many other things that you can do and that you can get support on and support your body in. I would highly recommend a counselor if you feel like this resonated with you, or highly recommend trying these journal prompts. Super helpful as well. Obviously, you can get a hormone test, you can get a blood test, all of that's super beneficial. I can do that for you. I can recommend people to do that for you. This is not a sales pitch. This is truly just to help you see that there's another side without tons and tons of interventions. I just talked to a girl yesterday that said she's been trying for over a year. I think she's been trying for about 14 months. And her doctor said, if you don't get pregnant in 3 months, then we'll give you a pill that supports ovulation. It's medication. And it's temporary, of course, because it's just supporting ovulation. And I asked her, did they run a blood test? Did they do any testing? And she said no. Her doctor didn't even offer for her to get any sort of testing. So, how is that going to help when you don't even know what's going on? You can, yeah, sure, you can make the body ovulate, and kind of force that. But then this is her first baby. She said she wants multiple children. So, then what happens with second pregnancy? We're just going to do that again. Also, if the body's in this chronically stressed state, how's your pregnancy going to be? How's postpartum going to be? This makes us more susceptible for, not this pill specifically doesn't make us more susceptible, but the body is always giving us warning signs of things that are going on, things that it needs support in. You might just need to go to counseling. You might need to lay off the HIIT workouts and do some yoga and walking so your body feels like a safe space and the womb feels like a safe space of where a baby can be brought in. So my point is that there's a lot of jumping to conclusions on these things, and I just want to let you know that there are so many things in between that you can be doing that can give you a healthy baby and a healthy pregnancy and a healthy postpartum. And then if you want multiple children, hopefully you're setting the tone, right? Life is full of seasons and we're going to need different support in these seasons, but always go back to listening to your body. I would also encourage you after this podcast episode to just see, what do I feel in my body? What do I actually need? Do I think this is more mental? Do I think this is more physical? And address what you think you need to. But thank you guys for being here. I hope this resonates with you. And please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or if you want a recommendation for a practitioner or a counselor. I've got a bunch that I would recommend virtually and in the Colorado area. So let me know. But wishing you a sweet Sunday, and I hope to see you again soon.